Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the OSRN Network. Here to bringing you the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Xfinity Series. Here at Texas Motor Speedway, the SimSpeedShop.com 133. So we have got an interesting race here for you tonight. Taking a look at the current point standings, though, we've got battles brewing all over. Currently, the man out front is going to be Jason Wells. He is currently leading in points with 3 top 10s and 2 top 5s. Mike Rominger sitting second in points. He is got 1 win and 3 top 10s out here so far. Tommy Haynes sitting there in third, 117 points. Eric Tesk sitting in fourth. Cameron Hearn fifth. Mike Franklin sitting in sixth. 7th is Travis Pryor. 8th is Josh Ward. Steve Dutch sitting in 9th. And Bryce Sinisak rounding out your top 10 in points so far this season. Taking a look here at Texas, it is a warm day here at Texas Motor Speedway. 74 degrees with a track temperature of 101 degrees. Wind northeast at 6 miles an hour. This is Dave Everly here on the mic. Tanner Sharp is running a little behind. He'll be here in a little bit. But I am going to bring you all the action as we have got just a little over a minute and a half left in practice. And right now it's looking like Jason Wells is going to be our pole starter. He ran a 30.307, the only driver to put down a 30.3 in qualifying. Bryce Sinisak is going to be starting second. Michael Atkins Jr. is third. Mike Rominger fourth. Steve Dutch rounding out your top 5 here in qualifying tonight. We definitely should be having a great race tonight, so it is going to be action-packed as it usually is here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. So we've got some big names here. Got Hunter McDaniel, John T. Wimbish, Chris Boyles is out there, Dakota Craig, Devin Sanders. Got Joshua Gillen, Travis Pryor's out there as well. Bryce Whitson Jr., Mike Rominger, all these guys. So as they are just finishing up, getting ready for the start of here tonight's race, 30 seconds until we start gridding them up, getting ready to go green flag racing. All right, so it looks about 10 seconds here. We're going to start gridding them up, and we'll go over the starting order here tonight. All right, let's go over tonight's starting grid. Starting on pole is going to be the 64 of Jason Wells. Bryce Sinisak starting on the outside row of the second row. Starting in third is going to be Michael Atkins Jr. Mike Rominger starting fourth here tonight. Starting fifth, Steve Dutz. Richie Evans starting in sixth. Randy Perdue will be starting in that 7th position with Bryce Whitson Jr. starting 8th. Starting 9th, Marty Ray. Brent Cool rounding out your top 10. Starting 11th, Eric Test. Ken Ladd sitting there in 12th. Chris Kucha starting 13th. Wally Tierheimer starting 14th. Starting 15th tonight will be Hunter McDaniel. John D. Wimbish starting in 16th. 17th will be Tommy Haynes with Chris Boyles on his outside in 18th. Starting 19th, Jeremy Rigney with Dakota Craig starting in 20th position. Devin Sanders starting 21st. Davis Richards 22nd. Gary Wolbert starting 23rd. Scott Mitten 24th. Joshua Gill in the last to put in a lap time starting 25th. Looks like we've got some others out there, so we'll just scroll through these here real quick. These guys elected not to put down a starting time. So looks like we'll have about 32 drivers out here tonight. All right, just waiting for the pace car to get them moving. As it should be moving just about any moment now. Pace car is moving as we are going to be getting these guys grid up here. And Jason Wells is going to be bringing them here to the green flag here at Texas Motor Speedway, a 1.5 mile track here in Fort Worth, Texas, as we are getting ready to go green flag racing. As these cars coming down the backstretch here, coming into turn number 3, getting ready to go green flag racing for the first time here tonight. 134 laps here at Texas Motor Speedway. Who is going to come away with the win? All right, here we go. We are getting ready to go green flag racing, coming out of turn 4, waiting for the pace car to dip off. Pace car is off, and we are still under yellow. Green flag is out, and off we go. Green flag racing here at Texas Motor Speedway for the SimSpeedShop.com 133. As they are coming through here, it looks like Jason Wells is still going to be leading them here as we are getting ready here. Jason Wells putting off a blistering pace here right at the start. He is going to be followed by, actually, Randy Perdue is going to be leading them right now in the 5 machine. Actually, I don't think that's right. Hold on here. Yep, Randy Perdue, our new race leader. I'm not sure what happened here, but I don't know. I don't think Randy Perdue's leading here. He's already got a commanding lead. Well, I do believe Jason Wells is going to be leading this pack right here, even though our ticker is not correct at the moment. So just give us one moment here while I try to get that figured out. But we are 3 laps into this race here. We are being led by Jason Wells, Michael Atkins Jr. second, Mike Rominger third, Bryce Sinisak fourth, Richie Evans right now rounding out your top 5. See if we got any battles back here, because it looks like these front guys are all single file. Got a little bit of a hornet's nest up here with a 65 of Marty Ray. He is looking to the inside there of Bryce Whitson Jr. Yeah, it looks like single file racing here at Texas Motor Speedway here, as we are trying to get this all situated here. Looking towards the back of the field here as we see the 11 of Ken Ladd running back in 11th position. So he is up from 12th as the caution is out. You see if there was an incident or this might be race control. Hold on here. No, the 20 machine. Let's go back here and focus on the 20 machine, see if we can see exactly what happened here. As it looks like coming out of the turn, checked up a little. I'm not sure if there was contact with the 81, but he gets a little squirrely, but he is able to keep it around. But that is going to bring out our first caution of the night. First caution of the night looks like Jason Wells, Bryce Sinisak, and Bryce Whitson Jr. electing to stay out. Brent Cool staying out here as well as everybody else down on pit road. First caution of the night, single car spin. No damage though, but he had to definitely get some damage on those tires. But I think that NOS there might have had his NOS turned a little too high coming through them turns. But we are right now got a bunch of drivers going down on pit road. Our top 4 staying out. All right, so they are going to go ahead and keep the 5 down on the pit road, get this all situated. That is going to hand the race lead over to the 64 of Jason Wells, Bryce Sinisak second, Brent Cole sitting in third, Steve Dutes fourth, Michael Atkins sitting there in 5th position. Ladies and gentlemen, Tanner Sharp has walked here in the booth, ready to call the action here at Texas Motor Speedway. How you doing, Tanner?
Now, and I'm ready to help call this action here at Texas Motor Speedway, one of my favorite mile-and-a-half racetracks. It is bad fast, just like Charlotte and Atlanta. It's kind of like its sister track, except there's some differences between those racetracks. But we're at Texas, 24 degrees of banking under our first caution of the evening. Randy Perdue is currently a race leader. Second place, Jason Wells, who is the pole sitter of the night, currently in second. Bryce Sinisak in third. Fourth place, Brent Kuehl. And fifth place is Steve Dutes. That rounds out the top 5. Michael Atkins Jr. actually, as timing and scoring, is already flip-flopping it here. Steve Dutes is actually 4th, and Michael Atkins Jr. is in 5th. Mike Rominger is in 6th. Richie Evans in 7th. Eric Teskey in 8th. Marty Ray in 9th. And rounding out that top 10 is Ken Ladd. But I'm ready to call this action. We got the 1-to-go signal. And we're about to go back green flag racing here, Dave.
Oh, can't wait. It's already a lot of action, but seeing a lot of single file already here in the early stages of the race.
Yep, and that's actually a good thing because usually in a long race like this, it's 133 laps with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series. It's a long race, and we just seen our first caution of the evening, and we're just under 10 laps. We're going to be completing 9 laps as soon as they come across the start-finish line here, Dave. So not surprising me see single-file racing. It's a good thing here at Texas. You don't want to, because these tires really wear off very fast and very quick. If I believe there was some drivers you said that stayed out, and you can get away with that in the early stages, but they will gun you down eventually. Pace car is in. The number 64 machine of Jason Wells is your pole sitter of the night, is on the loud pedal, but the 09 of Bryce Sinisak does beat the leader to the line and gets credited for leading a lap. The 60 car of Steve Dutes thought about going to the outside line. That slammed the door on him. Side by side for the race lead up front between Sinisak and Wells. Sinisak on the high side, Wells on the bottom. Down the back straightaway, that turn 2 wall can really sneak up on you in a heartbeat. Down in turn number 3, and looks like the 64 of Jason Wells has the bottom line advantage and takes the race lead.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, the 64 machine, if you would have watched that restart, he spun his tires and his car got all squiggly, but he was able to round that beast back in there as Bryce Sinisak has dropped all the way back into 4th as he's able to get back in line there. But now it's going to be Jason Wells first, Steve Dutes second, Michael Atkins up into 3rd, Bryce Sinisak 4th, and Richie Evans rounding out your top 5.
That high line ain't just there just yet, but I'm sure it'll come in as a run goes on. Look at this battle for second place. Michael Atkins Jr. is going to take second away from the number 60 of Steve Dotz, and now he wants more. He's got heavy momentum coming off turn number 4. He's going to meet with the race leader, Jason Wells, as they go down in turn number 1, battle for the top spot.
Yeah, he was able to get in that preferred line, which is going to be the lower line right now, as he is able to clear the 64 of Jason Wells, Steve Dutz. He thought about trying to make that inside, but Jason Wells shut that door pretty quick here, as we've got a battle for third between Richie Evans.
Richie Evans, yeah, Richie Evans in that 24 Exalta Chevrolet, great paint scheme right there. Right behind him, he's got the number 9 of Mike Rominger. And then you got the 65 Marty Ray, but we got some pretty good racing even further back. Oh, we might have a car close in the wall trying to make out who that was back there. It was a red car. Don't know if they clipped it or if they almost clipped it. But some great racing in the back for 10th spot. I'm actually looking at John Wimbish in the 12 getting underneath the 4 of Ken Ladd. Ken Ladd's losing a few positions. Actually, not Ken Ladd, excuse me. Brent Kuehl is the 4 car. Some drivers trying to utilize that higher line. Here's a good battle up a little towards the front. The 65 of Marty Ray getting under, I think that's Sinisek, right? No, that's Jason Wells. That's the pole sitter. He's dropped back. Ever since he got to that higher line, it just seems like he's been dropping back. Does not have that lane to come in yet. It'll come in as the run goes on. We just got to get some green flag laps under our belts.
Yeah, I mean, you also got to take into effect, though, our pole sitter there, Jason Wells, also on older tires, is everybody with fresher tires is able to get around him. And Bryce Sinisek, who's got 15 laps on their tires, but our top 5 right now has only got 9 laps. So just those 5 laps there, 6 laps, definitely making a difference.
It does make a difference. I was in a Texas race last night in these exact same, I think it was actually in the trucks. And I stayed, it was about coming to, I actually stayed out about 15 laps to go in that race. And we start getting the cautions, we're starting to roll in. About 7 laps to go, the guy on the freshest tires was in 5th place. They gunned me down. Once the green flag came out, they gunned me down with at least 2 laps to go, and I was still able to hold on, but they were so much faster than I was. And that's just the difference on tires, is that, yeah, you could stay out, but they will catch you eventually in the upcoming laps. And Jason Wells' tires is starting to show it. He's still in the top 10, still running strong. That's all fine. I just wonder how his tires are going to hold up if this run continues.
Well, I'm taking a look here. Michael Atkins is starting to pull away from the rest of the field. He's got about a 7 to 8-10 lead over 24 Richie Evans in second. Mike Rumminger up into third, Mr. Extreme himself. So, you know, it looks like Michael Atkins has got this track dialed in as he is starting to pull away from the rest of the field.
Clean air, too. You got nobody in front of you, nobody behind you. You got clean air surrounding you. And that's what a race leader loves, especially when he's on fresher tires than some guys who aren't on fresher tires. And that makes a huge difference as well. Looks like Richie Evans is sitting solidly in second spot. Right behind him is Mike Rominger. Marty Ray in 4th. 5th is Steve Dotz. Trying to see if there's any other battles on here. It's strictly single file racing. Hey, I got one right here. John Wimbish, number 12. He looks like he wants to get underneath the number 11 of Ken Ladd. If he does, that would be a battle for 8th place on the speedway. Right behind the number 12 of John Wimbish is number 23 of Chris Kucha. He looks like Kucha wants to go for a spot on the speedway. Oh, Wimbish, nice run off on corner exit. So nothing really, every time I get to somebody, it seems like it all fans out. Every time I think they're going to battle. See if there's any other battling going on in the speedway. There's one way in the back. It has to deal with the number 20. Robert David Belanti? Belanti? I apologize if I have the name incorrect. But he's making some moves on the bottom side after starting 31st tonight. Here comes Bryce Whitson. Coming off of turn number 2. Whitson actually started in 8th. He must have been one of the drivers that pitted. That is the Be The Match Chevrolet Camaro. Good shout out to them sponsors. And right behind Whitson, there's a battle between the 81 of Travis Pryor and the 51 of Davis Richards. Oh, Davis Richards in hard in the wall, down in turn number 1. Caution is out. Man, good thing we had eyes on that, Dave. I think he got into the wall.
Yeah, I'm taking a look here. He's running on the outside there of the 81 machine coming into turn number 1. Running that high line, just gets into that wall and unfortunately almost saves it, but he gets hard into that outside wall, bringing out our second caution of the night.
Man, Randy Perdue in number 5 just hit him, and that sent him towards the outside wall. Randy Perdue does have some front nose damage, but that when the 51 of Davis Richards hit that wall, it was like the car almost just stopped, and a little bit out of control on the 51's part, and the 5 car was just the victim there. That's just racing incidents right there. Second caution of the evening, and yeah, heavy damage on Randy Perdue. Davis Richards has got some pretty heavy damage as well. All right, so that means the pit road is going to be opening this time by, and it sure is. Look at everybody coming down pit road. Michael Atkins Jr., Richie Evans, Mike Rominger, Marty Ray, Steve Dotz, the top 5, all coming down pit road. I do believe this is a good time for pole sitter Jason Wells to get some fresh tires. Stayed out, last caution. In his pit box he goes. Don't overdrive your pit box. You don't want to beat yourself on pit road. 4 tires, right side going up.
Yeah,
switch on over to the left sides.
The 9 of Mike Rominger overshot his pit box. He had to back up, so that is going to cost him some time, but I don't think that's going to affect him. He's going to be able to make his way back through the field.
Yeah, Mike Rominger's he's a very clean and respected driver, but he lost a lot of spots. Came in 3rd. Going to lose a ton of spots. Just goes to show, Dave, you overshoot your pit box ever so slightly, it can mean 100 yards out on the racetrack, which means a lot of positions can be lost. He's probably back there right now about 9th. We'll have to wait for timing and scoring to get circulated here.
I'm actually showing him currently back in the 12th position, so he lost quite a few spots.
Yeah, he lost. Then that means he lost 9 spots. Ouch. I'm sure he can get back up there in that number 9 Napa Know-How Camaro.
Well, look at this. The 98 Dakota Craig elected not to pit. He is going to be on 16 laps older tires than the rest of the entire field, but he is going to get credit for leading a lap.
He's going to get swallowed up, though. He better come down pit road this upcoming time by if iRacing allows him to. I know sometimes when you decide to stay out again, iRacing closes the pit road for you, and they are a signified 2 laps to the green. We'll have to see when they come off turn number 4 if Dakota Craig is going to elect to pit, but if he does not pit, he will get swallowed up by them guys with fresher tires. So interesting call right there, in my opinion. 17 fresher lap tires. Yeah, you're gonna get swallowed up.
Yeah, he could be banking on a quick caution though.
He could, but he's gonna need that caution to come very quick. Well, folks, feel free to chat with us all night long during this event of the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Xfinity Series at Texas. Live here on the OSRN Network, or OSR Network. Why do I keep screwing that up? That's okay. I'll get it right for sure, though. But it looks like Dakota Craig has made a pit stop, and so he's going to lose a bunch of positions, and that was probably the smart thing right there to do. I mean, it feels good to be on the lead, but ain't gonna feel good when they're gobbling you up like that.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Jason Wells. He was only about 11 laps older tires on that restart, and him and Bryce Sinisek just got swallowed up. But right now, we've got Michael Atkins leading as they come out of turn 2 onto the backstretch. Richie Evans on the outside. Marty Ray starting in 3rd. Jason Wells 4th. Eric Tesk jumping up and starting in the 5th position with Steve Dutz starting on the outside of the 3rd row.
Yeah, normally it just depends on the weather settings too. Like here today, the weather is 73 degrees here in Texas. The track temperature 101 degrees, so it can be slick on older tires. Here we go, coming off turn number 4. The number 2 of Michael Atkins Jr. is going to get on the loud pedal. There he goes. Green, green, green. We're back racing here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Very good jump on Michael Atkins Jr.'s part. Ooh, looks like 24. Richie Evans did not get a good start. 65, Marty Ray takes second. Battles on point for third. Number 96, Eric Teskey, wants to try for that third spot. Oh, trouble in the back. Number 75 is around. Wally Tierheimer. Cars into the wall. The Hardy machines get together.
We are still green flag racing.
How are we still green flag racing? What on earth happened there? Well, I could probably figure that one out.
Well, let's go back to the replay here. We're going to focus on the 75 Wally Tierheimer. Started with maybe a little contact with the 17 and then a 20, a little bump, and just up into the outside wall. But as you said, both Hardy's machines are badly damaged, but we're still green flag racing.
I believe those are team cars right there, the 28 and the 75. That's Chris Voiles and the 75, Wally Tierheimer. Tierheimer actually got clipped. He actually made, like you said, Dave, made contact with that 17. I mean, he's all over quarter panels right there. Got clipped by the 20. That 20 car was Robert David Belanti. Again, I apologize if I have the name incorrect. I'm sure I'll be getting it right here down the road. 2 team cars looks like they're out of contention.
We got a Hornet's Nest up here up front with Bryce Sinisek, Eric Tess, Mike Rummager, Ken Ladd, Steve Dutz, and Chris Kucha as they're side by side here battling here. So we've got a little bit of a Hornet's Nest, a little bit 3 wide.
Yeah, he got out of that groove. That was Eric Tesk. I think he got a little higher than he wanted to and had to technically put it a little more higher, and he got out of that groove and went to the gray area where normally everybody's not running. Eric Test, that cost him about 3 positions right there on the track. Gonna have a mirror full of Hunter McDaniel. Nothing has changed up towards the front. It's Michael Atkins Jr., Marty Ray's in second. They're all nose to tail. Richie Evans in third. And fourth pole sitter Jason Wells. If I see any more side-by-side battles taking place, everybody's single file, minding their P's and Q's out there. Just my luck, you know. I would look at a driver like, oh, there's a battle. By the time I look at it, they don't battle. It's just a luck, my luck.
Well, we got a little bit of a battle here between Adam Eisenhower and Robert David Ballantine. Is Ballantine looking to the inside of Eisenhower? He is going to take that number 14 position away as he gets up in front of Adam Eisenhower.
Ballantine, that's it. Oh my God, how am I missing his name? I apologize, Robert. But hey, your NOS Energy Toyota Camry is looking pretty good after starting 31st here tonight. You got some back end damage, but that's okay. Still running pretty hard though. Top 15 so far. Just ahead of Ballantine, it is John Wimbish. Thought about going underneath the 99 of Bryce Whitson Jr. Nothing really cemented there just yet. Anything happening up towards the front? Nothing really. Jason Wells looks like he was trying to develop some kind of run on Richie Evans, but just cannot get it done yet. Nothing happened up towards the race lead. All Michael Atkins Jr. so far. Dominating performance he is running here tonight. Everybody, it looks like some guys in the mid pack, Dave, are starting to run that middle groove on entrance and really bringing it down to the bottom on exit of turn number 4. I've seen a lot of people do that before, and it really creates some serious speed on corner exit. There is a little battle going on back here of Chris Kucha and the number 11 of Ken Ladd. That's a battle for 8th. Still side by side. Still running pretty even, too. How about Hunter McDaniel running in 11th? Under fire. On the bottom comes Bryce Whitson, trying to challenge for that 11th spot. And right behind them is John Wimbish.
Looks like that middle groove's starting to come into play now, Tanner.
Yeah, as I said, usually if we get a long green flag run or get some green flag laps in it, that middle groove's going to start coming in because the tires are now settling in. Sometimes you got to change up your line. So that's a good thing. I just remember one time when I first started on iRacing, Texas was mainly a one-groove racetrack. In the middle of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you're basically running on the bottom, and you're technically just trying to get them runs on corner exit to get side by side with somebody. Here, you can get a good run in the middle of the corner on any portion of the track, depending upon how the tires are holding up. And it really creates some multi-groove racing thanks to the dynamic track. Marty Ray putting a little pressure on the race leader, Michael Atkins. Nothing really unfolding there yet, but I'll tell you what, Marty Ray's in that ballpark and hunting for that race lead.
Definitely. I mean, I remember seeing the 65 Marty Ray starting in the K&N series here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. He gets the move up after the first season of K&N taking the championship, but he is looking to show he belongs here as he is bumper to bumper, and the yellow flag is out.
Caution flag is out for the third time this evening. Trying to figure out what the yellow flag is for there, Dave. What do you got?
It's going to be the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Let me just take a look here, see if we can see exactly what happened. Looks like he was running that middle groove there, and just the back end kicked out on him. Tried to save it. He got into the outside wall and then down to the inside wall. Not sure if there's any damage on the 10 machine of Jeremy Rigney, but I mean, Adam Eisenhower, good job at trying to save it, but that wall just sent him down. Heavy front end damage on that Sims Speed Shop 86 machine.
Heavy duty damage right there indeed, as Jeremy Ridgway did get a piece of that. He does have some damage on that number 10 machine, but 86 took a vicious hit into the inside wall. There's no safer barriers down there, as he's going to take it to the pit road. Pit road should be open this time by. Race leaders are coming in. I imagine so they will be coming in. Oh, Michael Atkins Jr. Don't overshoot your pit box this time. Mike Rominger restarted 12th. He's going to be coming into pit road in 6th, so he gained 6 spots since the drop of the green. Some drivers undershot their pit box, I believe. I think that one was Steve Dotz.
The 09 of Bryce Sinisak, he had to back up, overshooting his pit box. So that is going to cost him some positions here as they are now making the race off of pit road.
A correction, Steve Dotz actually hit his marks just fine. Marty Ray's and Michael Atkins wins the race off pit road. Marty Ray in 2nd. 3rd, Jason Wells gains a spot on pit road. 4th place, Richie Evans. 5th place, Mike Rominger. 6th place, Eric Teskey. Eric Teskey, nice job gaining 4 spots. 4 fresh tires. This is our 3rd caution of the evening here at the Texas Motor Speedway. And I wish the iRacing service, it might be a while yet or a long time yet, but this is the old pavement version of Texas. Texas was recently repaved and reconfigured recently, about a year or two ago, where they lowered the degrees of banking in turns 1 and 2 and left turns 3 and 4 alone. Here on iRacing, it's just 24 degrees of banking all the way around, with the exception of the front stretch and back stretch. I think I seen in the chat, Dave, the only Texas native here in this race is Davis Richards, but he's seen trouble here tonight already.
Yeah, he's currently sitting back in
25th,
1 lap down.
All right, well, pace car lights are still turned on. We're entering turn number 3. Pace car speed here tonight, folks, is 65 miles an hour. Pit road speed limit is 50 miles an hour. So when we get back to the start-finish line, we'll reset the order here, at least the top 10. 3 cautions with 94 laps to go. Actually, 2 cautions. Excuse me, not 3 cautions. I'm showing 2 cautions, my timing and scoring. Is that correct, Dave?
Actually, you came in a little late. We've had 3 cautions here tonight.
3 cautions. Okay, okay, so I was on point. Okay. So 3 cautions with 93 laps to go. We got the 1 to go signal this time by. 2 cars are down pit road. They're in the back of the pack. Gonna refuel that car up, top off, and get 4 fresh tires on that thing. Joshua Gillen and Robert O'Neill. All right, so let's reset the field here before we go back green flag racing. Michael Atkins Jr. is currently your race leader. Marty Ray is in second. Jason Wells currently in third, and he is your pole sitter of the evening. Richie Evans in fourth, and Mike Rominger in the top 5. Eric Teskey is in sixth. Chris Kucha is in seventh. Steve Dotz is in eighth. Bryce Sinisek in ninth, and running out the top 10, Hunter McDaniel. I'm going to take the green flag here. Going to be having 92 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series. A little ways to go. More pit stops to commence. Every driver has a 65% fuel limit, so it's not a full fuel run. Green flag is out. Right on the loud pedal comes Michael Atkins Jr. Great start by the number 2. He gets to pace car leaves pit road, and he is gone. Marty Ray being challenged for second by Jason Wells. Wells has the preferred lane on the bottom there. Marty Ray's going to squeeze in right there. He's going to do a crossover. One of them textbook crossovers. Ray versus Wells down the back straightaway for second spot. Marty Ray on the bottom, Wells on the high side. Here comes Richie Evans on the bottom, following the same tracks as Marty Ray. Marty Ray's going to take second place right on back here, coming to the line. Jason Wells third, Richie Evans in fourth. Ooh boy, look at Jason Wells trying to get that run off the high side. Still battling, still trying to make use of that higher line. There is some good battling, actually, not just this battle for second spot. There is a good battle going on back here. I think that would be Bryce Sinisek in the 09 and the 96 machine of Eric Teskey. Eric Teskey has been dropping like a pigeon since the restart. He's already fallen out of the top 10. Right now he's battling for 10th with John Wimbish. Marty Ray secured second spot. Hunter McDaniel now under fire from Bryce Sinisek. Still operating that high line. Here comes John Wimbish after Hunter McDaniel. Wimbish is battling McDaniel for 9th. Pushing up the track just a little bit. That is to be expected at times, especially if you accidentally drive the corner a little too hard on entrance. Ken Ladd is in that popcorn position behind these two cats. Ken Ladd thought about taking a 3 wide if he could keep the foot in the gas, but here at Texas, sometimes you got to lift it just a little bit to regain control. Nice run off the high side by Hunter McDaniel. Here comes Ken Ladd going to use the high side on John Wimbish. It is a hornet's nest back here, Dave. These guys are battling side by side, trying to get every position they can out of it. Looks like Ken Ladd's going to get the run-off corner exit. Gets a little loose while doing it. Man, these guys are going pretty good off turn number 2. They're fighting the steering wheel. I always say, driving at least in loose conditions, and including the NASCAR Monster Energy Cup car here on iRacing, dancing with these cars is like dancing with a chainsaw. Nothing really happening up towards the front. Your race leader continues to be Michael Atkins, about 0.3 of a second. Marty Ray's in second. Jason Wells is in third. Richie Evans fourth, and Mike Rominger in the top 5. So nothing really happening up towards the top 5. Bryce Sinisek trying to get under number 23 right here of Chris Kucha. That is going to be a battle for 7th. I think he's going to clear Chris Kucha. Yes, sir, he does. Laskucha is going to have a run off corner exit and try to do a slide job. That Hornet's Nest is still nose to tail, though. They're not side by side. It looks like Whitson back there. Bryce Whitson wants to get underneath Wimbish. Aiming for it. Trying to go get a good run on corner exit. Sometimes when you get up to the back bumper of somebody on these straightaways, especially with these aerodynamics that NASCAR has for these cars on iRacing, sometimes it can kill your momentum when you're behind somebody. That's why I always try to get the runs on corner exit. Get a better run than that person ahead. So far, so good. Nothing has changed up in their top 5 area. There isn't really any battling going on. Actually, there's a battle going on back here with the number 81 of Travis Pryor. Getting underneath Whitson, Bryce Whitson. Whitson might want to try for it again. Nope, nothing happened yet. Down in turn number 3. Everybody knows the tail back here. And the battle I'm actually just been kind of keeping an eye on, Dave, and I'm sure we have eyes on it, is Eric Teskey, John Wimbish, Bryce Whitson, Travis Pryor. This is about a 4 or 5 car race back here for 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Oh, caution on the speedway. Trying to figure out where this caution is from.
It's going to be the leaders.
Oh, no! How in the world did that happen?
Well, let's go back here to the replay, see if we can do, focusing on Michael Atkins Jr. here, as it looks like Marty Ray, looked like maybe he wasn't expecting the checkup, but he got into the back end of Michael Atkins Jr., so damage to the 65 and the 2 machine.
Man, I'm surprised. I can't believe how quick Marty Ray caught the leaders, but that's all right. Here's what I see, Dave. They were going down the back straightaway, and there's a pretty good gap between Marty Ray and Atkins. Atkins just took his line, his usual line, down in turn number 3, and it looked like Marty Ray actually really dove it in there and got into the left rear quarter panel of Atkins. Atkins was not expecting him to be there at all. Everybody playing dodgeball here, to the apron, to the high side of the track. Good job, everybody else, on avoiding the incident. Ooh, that's going to send Atkins back outside the top 20 with some pretty heavy damage. And there is some heavy damage to Marty Ray as well. Everybody's down pit road. Everybody going to get 4 tires, 4 fresh Goodyears. Michael Atkins got to be disappointed in that. But a lot of times that's just the way racing goes, and he actually had to correct his pit stall, his angle in his pit stall. It looks like Jason Wells, the pole sitter, is going to win the race off of pit road. Mike Rominger gets 2nd place. 3rd place, Richie Evans. 4th place, Steve Dotz. 5th place, Bryce Sinisek. Now, where did that leave Marty Ray? Marty Ray's still in his pit box getting damage repaired. Dead gun. Well, that's very unfortunate for Marty Ray and Michael Atkins, for both drivers. That being said, we are Marty Ray's actually trying to catch up here, but Jason Wells has just collected the pace car. They're already on the front stretch. Right ahead of Jason Wells is a lap car. That would be Scott Mitten. He is actually 7 laps down, so I'm sure he's going to try to stay out and take a wave around, get one of those laps back. We are working our this is our 4th caution of the evening. 80 laps to go. So so plenty of time to get up to the front, because if we stay green flag racing, we could possibly see green flag pit stops. And I hope we do, because I enjoy watching the green flag pit stops. All right. Who else is in there now? We got any newcomers in that top 10 up there? Not really. 2 cars got taken out of that top 10, so that's going to allow some back drivers to gain 2 spots on the speedway. Gotta tip my hat to a driver here, but since we're collecting the 1 to go signal, Travis Pryor started 30th. He's already up to 12th. All right, folks. Well, we got some good treats for you here. I'm going to give the rundown right here. Jason, but then we're going to go green flag. But as we're going to come across the start-finish line to take this restart, we're going to go into crank it up mode. Yes, sir. Crank it up. And I know, Dave, you like the crank it ups. So let's give the rundown before we go crank it up. Jason Wells is going to be your race leader. He is your pole sitter of the night. He'll be your leader come to the line. Mike Rominger is in second. Richie Evans in third. Steve Dotz is currently in fourth. Bryce Sinisek rounding out the top 5. Chris Kucha in sixth. Eric Teskey in 7th, Hunter McDaniel in 8th, Ken Ladd in 9th, John Wimbish rounding out the top 10. All right, Dave, I believe you're ready to do the crank it up button, so I'm going to hand it all over to you and get ready to crank it up on this restart.
Ladies and gentlemen, turn the sound up. Enjoy this restart. Crank it up, Cam.
Huge accident down in turn number 2 during the crank it up mode here, as I believe Marty Ray in the 65 is involved, but I think that happened just ahead here, Dave. What did you see on the replay?
Well, I am trying to locate it. Let's see here.
I think that would be the 23 of Chris Kucha.
Yeah, contact between the 23 of Chris Kucha, the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. Looks like a little contact. John T. Wimbish, 99, and a Bryce Whitson Jr. involved there. Marty Ray got some more damage from that.
Oh, yeah, John Wimbish got part of that. Bryce Whitson. It looks like going down in turn number 1, I think the 23 of Chris Kucha was expecting the 57 to go lower than usual on entrance of the corner like that. And those 2 drivers just touched. Got the 23 of Chris Kucha all sideways. John Wimbish got doored, and head on comes Bryce Whitson. Whitson's involved. Ooh, somebody else clipped Whitson. I think that was number 5 of Randy Perdue. Very unfortunate for them drivers who were running solid in the top 10 this evening. I think everybody just pitted. Nope, not everybody. Quite a few drivers have pitted though. Majority of the field did, but the leaders stayed out. 5-lap older tires. Jason Wells, Steve Dotz, and Bryce Sinisek. Brent Kuhl has also stayed out. Everybody to the pits. Number 9, Mike Rominger, won the race off pit road. 5th caution of the evening. When oh when are we going to get some green flight pit stops, Dave? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's definitely hard to tame. It's really hard to tame Darlington. I know that much. Ooh, Dover. It's not my favorite track. It's fun, but it's that pit road is not fun. I hate that pit road there. Yes, and it shoots you towards the wall. But Dover is fun, and I'll give you that. I don't know. I really don't have a favorite track. And I don't want to say Daytona Talladega. I don't. That should not count because that's plate racing. That's just flat out. As far as a mile-and-a-half racetrack, I really enjoy two tracks. Texas is one of them, which is here, and I really enjoy Chicagoland. Short tracks, no brainer right there. Richmond's my favorite short track. Richmond, Martinsville, and Bristol. You and my friend Brian, who I've known since back in my junior high days, that's how actually we met, because we were in band class one time, and he shows up with this NASCAR shirt on. It's a number 24 shirt, and I show up to school with a number 3 Earnhardt shirt, and we just gave each other crap, and that's how we became friends, is because we were both race fans, and from there on out, we actually watched the races on every weekend back then. And just talk about the racetracks, and he used to play the NASCAR games, and Atlanta was his favorite racetrack as far as video games are concerned on a console. So I guess Atlanta, you and him would be good buddies right there when it comes to Atlanta. That's your top 10. I also got to add, my buddy did he actually loved the road courses as well. But here we go. Pace car is in, coming to the green, and we're back green flag racing. Pretty solid, nifty start by Steve Dotz. Look at him keeping tabs with the leader. Did not get the race lead, did not stay side by side, but he is up close and personal, getting to that back bumper, at least trying to. Down in turn 1. Say about a tenth of a second. Nose to tail, side-by-side battle is going on back there. Who was that back there? That would be, trying to make out the car number here on my camera angle, 87. Or 81, excuse me, not 87. Actually, that battle just actually formed single file as soon as I get to it. Hey, here comes the our former dominator of this race. Let's talk about him a little bit. Michael Atkins passing the number 10 of Jeremy Rigney. Atkins is trying to show that his car is still capable to run the top 10, still capable to run up front. There's a battle around Mike Rominger. Who's Rominger battling with? He just took away a spot from Brent Kuhl. Brent Kuhl stayed out under that caution.
Yeah, now Mike
Every time I think or say Napa Know-How, it just reminds me of that old Martin Truex Jr. commercial when Martin Truex had Napa. Napa Know-How. Yeah. But it's all Jason Wells, your race leader right now. Steve Dotz is in second. Bryce Sinisek third. All them drivers are on older tires as they're trying to lap Marty Ray, who was up towards the front earlier. Ray stays high. Trying to see here my timing and scoring sheet. The only driver that stayed under this caution that's fallen back is Brent Kuehl, back in 7th. Travis Pryor having a wonderful day here in Texas. He really hopped on that horse and saddled all the way. And right now he's trying to find a way to victory lane, because he started 30th today. And he did not qualify, so he started 30th and deep in the field, already running on the top 10 in 6. That car doesn't even look like it has a scratch on it.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway for the ExtremeMotorsports99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series. Jason Wells is currently your race leader, and he is your pole sitter of the evening. He was under attack from Steve Dotz, but Steve Dotz challenged him for the lead and got loose off turn number 2, and now, as a couple laps later, he's now paying the price for being loose, because here comes Bryce Senesek, Richie Evans, and Mike Rominger. And actually, Richie Evans and Rominger are on the fresher tires than Senesek and Dotz. So here goes Senesek. He's being challenged by Richie Evans right now. Looks like the tires are starting to play a factor here. Little over a second, about a second and a half race lead Jason Wells has. This is Richie Evans is in that 24 car. That is second. Mike Rominger challenging for third, gets third. Bryce Senesek to fourth. Fifth, Steve Dotz. Sixth place, Travis Pryor, after starting 30th today. And Eric Tesk is at top 7.
Yeah, it looks like Steve Dutz
And
is
Ladd is
battling
an 8th.
there.
Robert, go ahead. Shaking just a little bit, huh? Well, that could be the tires. They could be really coming in for him just a little bit. He did not get a good run off turn number 2. Travis Pryor got a nice run off turn number 2. Not enough to get to him. He's shaking the wheel a little bit on entrance to the corner. Steve Dotz is still shaking the wheel right now, getting a little sideways. Sideways. Yeah, the tires are they're falling off right now. Here comes Travis right now. Travis Pryor in the 81. Trying to find a way around him. Travis has decided to go to the higher line. Dotz is still handling loose. Up to the back bumper. Oh, man, ever so close, ever so fast. Travis Pryor, better tires than what Steve Dotz is. Steve Dotz hit the apron on entrance. He's going to lose a little momentum right here. Steve Dotz is just fighting to hang on. Oh, man, slid up right in front of the 96 of Eric Tesk. Almost got into the outside wall. Loses another position. So he just dropped to 7th right now. Yeah, I expect Jason Wells, Bryce Senesek, and Steve Dotz to start hitting pit road before any other driver. Another driver that is working on that stayed out with Jason Wells, Steve Dotz, and who else stayed out? Senesek, Wells, and Dotz. Yeah, there was another driver that stayed out. That was Brent Kuehl. He's back there in 16th. All right, 50 laps to go right now, Dave. We are past the halfway point. On older tires and clean air, and that's actually always a good thing. That shaky the wheel, I don't know if you're getting on your end, Dave, but I think that he's not really shaking that wheel that much, I don't think. So it might be on iRacing's end, but you can see his RPMs meter. Really diving it down in there, getting the throttle now. You can always tell when he gets in the throttle just by looking at the RPM meter. Coming off turn number 4 to the start-finish line here. Gonna try for it again, taking a nice line on entrance to turn number 1. And actually, he is maintaining or running better lap times than Richie Evans, even though he's on older tires. Going off turn. Oh, we got a caution on the speedway. And this is going to play out well for the race leader, Jason Wells and Senesek, and along with Steve Dotz. But who's the caution? Yeah, he got loose, and then looks like it just stepped out on him. It looked like it got tight and loose at the same time. Just stepped out. The back end broke around, overcorrected, shot into the outside wall, and spun it into the infield. All right, Mike Rominger started fourth, so his pit box is going to be further down pit road. Probably towards the closest would be Jason. Jason Wells and Bryce Sinisek coming down pit road here, 50 miles an hour. Now you're probably thinking, well, how do you know your pit box? How do you know where your pit box is? You can't really see. Well, right here now you can see. Coming down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on your. Some crew chiefs call that out. I know mine does. 4 fresh tires going up. Driver's right now probably taking a drink of water at his computer desk or something while they're putting 4 tires on. Out and away. Cars are ghosted on pit road as soon as you hit your pit box, and Rominger comes out second. Good pit stop on Rominger. That was a good pit stop, man, because he gained a spot on pit road. Richie Evans lost a spot in the 24 Exalta Camaro. Bryce Sinisek came out 4th. 5th, Eric Tesk. Steve Dotz picked up a spot on pit road. That was a lifesaver right there, I think, for Steve Dotz, because that caution, because he was just his car just pretty much he dropped like a pigeon ever since he got passed. He lost 6 spots because he was running second, running nice and fine, but this caution was like a savior because he was losing a lot of time and that car was just loose. Um, 65% fuel load, we'll see one more pit stop for sure, unless you're going to start really saving right now. But if I was a crew chief for Jason Wells right now, I would just keep maintaining the pace that you're doing right now. We've already made our bed. We're up towards the front. We're leading this race. There's 45 laps to go. We did not get the 1 to go signal just yet. We might get it to go right here. If we do get it right here, the 1 to go signal, that means we are going green coming to 43 laps to go. So I'd say everybody's got to at least pit one more time in a 65% fuel load. That's almost half of an actual pit stop in NASCAR. So that's about, what, 30 laps, 30 to 35 laps maybe. It's close, but I think everybody's going to have to make a pit stop. So just keep running your race, and I'm sure we'll get a caution within the next few laps, 10 laps, 15 laps. Either way, with 43, yep, we got the 1 to go signal. So when they get the green flag, 43 laps to go, we should get some kind of caution the way this race has been flying. We've already seen 6 cautions already, Dave, so far in this race. Yeah, and if we do stay green the rest of the way, I would keep reminding myself as a driver, make sure and check on how much fuel I have, just to keep double checking that. How much fuel do I have left here and there, so I can so I can understand, if I gotta make a pit stop or not, or if I need to save, whatever the case may be. All right, coming to the green flag here, Jason Wells, your pole sitter, currently leading this race tonight. Mike Rominger's in second. Coming to the green right here. Green flag is out. We're back green flag racing. Good jump on the 64 of Jason Wells. Looks like the 24 car, he's just not been able to get back into the gas quickly, unlike other drivers. Still remains in third, though. Rominger is in second. Denisek stuck on that high side, under attack from Eric Tesk. Ooh, driver way on the bottom of the apron in the back of the pack. Who was that? It was a green car back there. I think it was the number 40, Joshua Gillen. Something had to happen to Gillen. Nonetheless, it's still Jason Wells up front, Mike Rominger in second, Richie Evans in third, Senesek is fourth, Eric Tesk fifth. Steve Dots getting around, Travis Pryor for sixth. Travis Pryor in seventh, eighth, Robert David Belanti. And tip my hat to tip my hat to Belanti, because Belanti started 31st. Ahead of him is Travis Pryor, who started 30th. Oh my gosh, Robert, you're going to have to kick my butt because I keep mispronouncing your name. Yeah, Steve Dutz is all trying to get all over to Eric Tesk there. Steve Dutz, I'm sure, is a proud guy right now, thanks to that caution, because he was he was the driver that was a little bit all over the place as far as a loose condition. His tires had fallen off. Right now he's on even tires, so he's running just fine in the top 10, currently in 6th. Looks like a few drivers that were running in the top 10. Still kind of technically running in the top 10. Wimbish has been up and down, inside and outside the top 10. Hunter McDaniel as well. Jamie Rigney had sustained some front end damage early in the race. Still in 11th, running pretty solid. Nothing has changed up towards the front of the field. I think Travis Pryor is putting a little pressure on Steve Dots. Oh my gosh, I gotta get these names correct here. I've been saying correct names to the majority of the people here tonight, and I'm already messing up. Steve Dots, right now, playing defense on Travis Pryor, protecting that inside row prior to the higher line. Pryor's gonna get a nice run on corner exit on Dots. Now, if he can get to the inside, this challenge, there he goes, to the inside, down the back straightaway. Got a nice run, corner exit, the challenge, and this is a battle for 6th. Michael Atkins Jr. has brought it to the garage and is going to end the day in the garage. So, very unfortunate for Michael Atkins. Pryor and Dots is the biggest battle on the speedway, Dave. Pryor is trying to get the runs on corner exit, and he really mastered it coming off turn 2 last time by. And now he's really trying to get him. He does get Dots. Dots might play a crossover right here. The door just got slammed on Dots. I did get it right. Yeah, you know, I've been messing up all race long here, and it's really my fault. I said some of these drivers are gonna end up kicking my butt eventually. I know Robert definitely is, especially Valentine. he almost said, I think he did say Doots there for like a split second, and he changed it to the dot, or dots, and then Doots. Doots and dots. I think Doots would be a good candy. But, good candy name. But Doots is... Doots is actually doing really well, though. I mean, he's trying to get Pryor back. Pryor is having none of it. Right ahead of him is Eric Tesk. This is like the biggest battle on the speedway. I'm not seeing any other battles on the track right now. Well, there's one in the back. That would be the 17 of Tommy Haynes. Tommy Haynes washed up right in front of Brent Kuehl. Brent Kuehl trying to do a crossover. Oh, they're going to wreck. Caution is out. Oh, man. Hardy's machine almost got annihilated. Oh, there goes my onion rings. And there goes my curly fries. Oh, well. But, yeah, that's right, Dave. And I did say if we get a caution, Dave, we'd be able to pit. And I was right about the caution flag. If I was the crew chief of Jason Wells, we might get a caution here, so just run your race. And look what happened. That was just luck. But the way this race has been running, you know, you can really tell. All right. Pit road should be open this time by, I expect everybody to hit the pits, unless someone decides to be brave enough to stay out and try to save fuel. But again, we're talking restarts here. You're not going to pull away on a guy with fresher tires. Here we go. Moment of truth. Everybody in pits. Not seeing anybody staying out. The entire field was in. This is the most critical pit stop of the evening. Rominger to the line? No! Man, oh man, that would have been a great race off pit road. Rominger got second. Jason Wells, your leader. Third place. Richie Evans, Bryce Sinisek in fourth. Fifth, well actually, third was going to be originally Eric Tesk, but guess what? The cops got on Eric Tesk's case because he sped on pit road. I don't know where. Yeah, he was speeding on pit road. He was trying to beat the 24. He got aggressive with the 24 on exit. He would have gotten third, but the officers up here in the booth of the officials busted him for speeding. Got a ticket. With that being said, so that race off pit road is Jason Wells, Mike Rominger, Richie Evans, Bryce Sinisek, Travis Pryor, the top five. Oh, dear me. This was Eric Tesk was having such a great run, too, Dave, and speeding on pit road. And he was running in the top five. Or top five, just outside the top five. Had a solid run. Had a great pit stop, too. Maybe coulda, woulda, shoulda gotten at least fourth out of that if he would not have beaten Richie Evans. Got a little too aggressive with the gas pedal to try to beat him off pit road. And it cost him. I like to chat. License and registration, please. Yeah. All right, let's reset the field here for you. With just about, actually with 28 laps to go. They'll take 27 laps to go when they take the green flag. Jason Wells, your race leader. Mike Rominger in second. Richie Evans is in third. Bryce Sinisek is in fourth. Travis Pryor rounding out the top five. Hunter McDaniel in sixth. Steve Dutz is in seventh. John Wimbish in eighth. Robert David Ballantyne, ninth. Ken Ladd, 10th. I'm getting there, folks. I'm getting there. I know I'm human, but I should have these names all written down by now. All right, Dave. Coming to take the green flag here. Going to be coming to 27 laps to go. We should. We might see another caution before we see the checkered flag. I'm not going to hold my breath just yet. Let's see here. Coming to the green. Jason Wells already on the loud pedal. Good start for him. Looks like Richie Evans having troubles on the restart again. On the tires, it looked like, even though he's on fresh rubber. Battle for third. Sinisek on that high side. Evans is on the bottom. Ooh, Sinisek got a tap and a bump a little bit on corner exit from Hunter McDaniel. Sinisek is in an 09 machine. Coming off turn number 4. This is the first side-by-side battle. Here comes Travis Pryor taking 4th place away from Sinisek. Here comes Steve Dutz. Or Dutz. I did it again. Dutz. Yep. Dutz, nice. Oh, man, that was close. He was cutting it close right there, but he did clear him. He's going to protect 5th. Sinisek is in 6th. Sinisek is not doing too good right now. Ooh, boy. Everybody's playing defense right now. Hunter McDaniel wants to get by Sinisek. Sinisek ain't going to have none of it. He knows he's lost a couple positions already, more than what he actually probably wanted to. Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. You are watching now the conclusion of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series. 16 laps to go, 7 cautions tonight. Jason Wells, currently your race leader, not too far behind, right on the back bumper by 0.2 of a second. Mike Rominger. Richie Evans is in third. Travis Pryor is in fourth. Steve Dutz is in fifth. Bryce Sinisek sixth. Hunter McDaniel seventh. John Wimbish is in eighth. Ninth place, Ken Ladd, and Robert David Ballantyne is in 10th. Well, Dave, we're coming down to it. Rominger, oh, Jason Wells got a little close to the wall. Did he hit it, though? I don't think he did. Close, he didn't hit it. He's flirting with it, but if he flirts with it a little too much, Rominger's right there. He's not that far behind. He's only 0.3 of a second behind. And Rominger doesn't really have anybody behind him. About a second back is Richie Evans. So, I mean, Rominger doesn't have nothing to worry about. Jason Wells does. Rominger, if he can hang on to Rominger, coming down to it, though, I can say that much. Yeah, it's always good to, you know, when you're feeling pressured from somebody who's already won this season, it can really feel pressurizing on you just a little bit. Just a little bit. And we got a caution. Loose. I must say, Dave, what really brought out the caution, because he was below the apron, what really brought out the caution was when he got into the gas. As soon as he got into the gas and entered the racetrack, cars were still going by. That's what brought out the caution. That's what triggered the iRacing caution. Usually if you spin on the apron, here we go, pit stops. And everybody is coming in, which I imagine they would. Did Rominger stay out? He did. That sneaky dog. Oh man, he's gonna get gobbled up. I can just see it already. I really don't know. Left sides are on, now they're down. Jason Wells wins the race off pit road. Richie Evans is second. Who won that third place battle? Sinisek won it. Hunter McDaniel, and then Travis Pryor. I like Travis Pryor's paint scheme. Driving for Autism Awareness paint scheme. Good paint scheme. Well, in Rominger's defense, he's already got a win on the season, so he can really afford to take a gamble like this because he's already in the playoffs. Whitson, on the other hand, Bryce Whitson, does not have a win. He is trying to race for points and trying to get up there in points. So I think Whitson's got a lot more to lose here than Rominger. The only thing Rominger's got to lose here is the race win because you got 2 drivers behind you. They're on 4 fresh tires. And that was what? I got to look at my time and scoring here. That was a 19-lap green flag run. So that's 19 laps, older tires between Jason Wells and Richie Evans compared to the top 2 drivers. That's crazy. And right now, I tell you what, that's something. That's some stuff to think about. All right, folks. Yeah, it's go time. We're gonna have 7 laps to go. So, in my opinion, the next caution ends the race because iRacing does not have green-white checkers. I wish they did, as a race fan and for league purposes. But again, I am fearing for the top 2 drivers. But nonetheless, they stayed out. They're going to try to go for this here. They're expecting somebody to wreck, and then caution comes out, and you steal a win. So we'll see if that plays in their favor. And Whitson's actually got heavy-duty damage all around that car. Must be running fine, because he was running just outside the top 10. Here we go. The moment of truth. Rominger and Whitson on old tires by 19 laps. Compared to Wells and Richie Evans. Green flag is out. We're back racing. Outside line does not get going. Here comes Jason Wells already for second. Nowhere to go for Richie Evans. Oh, trouble! 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 Hard in the wall for the race lead. Caution is out. The race is over. I think Rominger got it. Yeah, it could be, but I tell you what, the caution back here, Richie Evans got bumped by Steve Dutz. I tell you what, the driver that was really trying to hang on was Whitson. I mean, he was just, I mean, he already made his bet. He was just going to come down right in front of the 24 and just try to slam the door, but he got clipped, and that clipped into Hunter McDaniel. Richie Evans got clipped from behind, got all loose because of it, clipped Bryce Sinisek. Sinisek's hard into the outside wall. John Wimbish just cuts right through the middle, misses all this. Oh, man, a bunch of cars got involved. Number 40 got involved back there. That was Joshua Gillen. Yeah, do you have the onboard of Wimbish? Okay, I was gonna say he went right through the middle and did not hit anything. That was some great driving on Wimbish's part. So Wimbish, if you ever watch these broadcasts, man, just know that I seen that. That was awesome. But nonetheless, you know, usually when it comes down to these races here, Dave, I know we were on the 7 to go mark. I have to correct myself. Usually when there's 5 laps to go in an official iRacing race, usually the races end. The caution this time came out with 7 laps to go. And I do believe you're right, Dave. We are going to see the green flag one last time. We got 5 laps to go right now. We should see a 1 to go because nobody pitted. Sinisek, Kuehl, and Gillen are all down pit road. Bryce Whitson still stayed out. So this is going to be an interesting restart. Whitson's doing everything he can to at least finish in the top 10. So pace car lights, we going on? We're going to stay on, or are we going to go off? We're going to stay on. So this gives another lap for Rominger. He was under attack from Jason Wells, but Wells did not get the lead in time. All right. Look at Hunter McDaniel right there in third. Haven't really seen him in the top 5 all night tonight. He's got damage, but running in third. What do you think, Dave? You think Wells is going to get Rominger? They do. The 2-lap shootout? I say green, white, checkered. Because when they take the green flag, it'll be 2 laps. They'll come take the green, then the white flag, then the checkered flag. Most definitely this time by, Dave, the next flag is going to end the race regardless. If they all start wrecking on the last lap, no flag is going to come out. And here we go. Get this. That strategy to try to get a top 10 spot is not going to work in Bryce Whitson's hands, because Bryce Whitson just got an EOL penalty from the race officials. All right, here we go. Mike Rominger, the only one up there that's on the oldest tires by 19 laps. Here we go. Don't spin the tires. Green, green, green. We are even at the line here, Dave. Wells did beat Rominger to the line. Down in turn number 1. Wells has got the runoff. Oh, bumps. Oh, man, they're dodging Rominger now. Rominger's in trouble. They split him 3 wide down the backstretch. They're beating him banging down the backstretch. Who is that, number 96? Spinning up the racetrack. Here he comes. Eric Tess. Caution is out. The race is over. Man, oh man. Eric Tess tried saving it. Got punted from the number 10. Not the fault of the number 10, Jeremy Rigney's own. Tell you what, they're dodging them. It was one of those moments of trying to gain what you could on that restart, because coming off turn number 2, Wimbish thought he could go underneath the number 60 of Steve Dutz, and he didn't really know the number 96 was still down there, unless as a spotter there was a mistake on the spotter's end. But him and Eric Tesk just doored, got Tesk all loose. Great save to the inside wall on Tesk's part, but oh, that's very unfortunate. Well, coming to the Coming to the checkered flag here, Dave. Jason Wells gets his first win on the season. Congratulations to Jason. Jason Wells wins the race. Hunter McDaniel gets second place. And folks, guess who got third? Travis Pryor, after starting 30th on the day. That is your top 3 drivers who we are going to talk to. See if I can bring them up. But I'd like to talk to our race winner first, Jason Wells. Now, I think they come up into the waiting for an interview part. Otherwise I would have to turn around and find everybody. Well, let's talk to Jason Wells here. Jason Wells, OSRN Network, you have a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Wow, that was some intense racing coming to the checkers, I should say, the final 2 cautions. But tell me about when you were in second or third place at the time when Rominger was the race leader. There were some crazy moments right there. What were your thoughts?
I don't know. The one time I can remember in the race, it feels like this race took forever. When I was in the lead in the 60 car, Steve was behind me. I just totally missed turn 1 going, when he was racing me really hard. So I then let off to let him go because I knew the guys with tires were going to catch us. So, but then I don't know, we just kind of slowed up really bad, and it just really was a mess.
Yeah, it definitely was, but you do come away to get your first victory of the season, and you have been very competitive this season here, Jason. You lead 74 laps at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in this series, 74 laps. You led 2 laps at Daytona. Not sure how many led you tonight, but your worst finish on the season is 8th, and you get a victory tonight, and you're still currently the points leader. You got to be thrilled about that, especially entering the next race, which I believe, according to my notes that I have, after that would be Bristol. So you gotta feel pretty confident in going into the next race.
Yeah, I'm going to take it easy in Bristol.
Yeah, that's a lot of people I'm sure will, that for sure. But tell me about the race here tonight. Looks like tire file off was pretty significant. Every pit stop I've seen here tonight, come down, take 4 tires, and it looks like pit road was pretty slick as well, not just the racetrack. Would that be a true statement?
Yeah, I thought I was going to slide through the box a few times, but luckily I stopped, and I don't know, I kind of got that Kevin Harvick line at Atlanta right on the white line, and towards the end of the race when the rubber built up, it just got tighter and tighter, and Mike Rominger was really running me down there at the end.
All right, Jason. Well, thank you for coming to talk with us here tonight at Texas. Congratulations on the race win, and you also won the pole tonight too. So congratulations on getting the pole, and hopefully you can go get her done for win number 2 at next week at Texas. Even though you did say you're more likely going to take it easy.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
That's Jason Wells, folks, winning tonight here at Texas. So congratulations to Jason. Let's talk to second place, Mr. Hunter McDaniel. And Hunter, do you have a copy?
10-4, loud and clear.
Man, Hunter, you were up and down the leaderboard, I should say, throughout the top 10. There was times you were outside the top 10, but as soon as you got into that top 5, man, it looked like, man, Hunter's got a chance to win this thing. But you still coming home with second place. You got to feel really good about that.
Oh, definitely. We came in here with moderate expectations, and to pull out a second place is more than we could have asked for.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, you're up and down the leaderboard tonight. How hard is it to pass drivers here at Texas? Because it seems like once everybody's on fresh tires, everybody's digging that bottom line of the racetrack, and everybody seems pretty even, not really getting any runs on anybody. But as soon as the tires start to wear out, some drivers are changing up their groove, and they're getting better runs than others. Again, how hard is it to pass here at Texas?
Yeah, it was extremely difficult. Early in the run, everyone's pushing, like you said, and everyone's just right on top of each other. They got fresh tires, and so they're working to get as much position as they can early on. Me and my guys, we found some speed on the long run. It started to get loose off on the long run, and we were able to make up a lot of ground, and I think we had a really good long run car. We sat in the back most of the race and just paced ourselves against the leaders, watching their lap times, and started getting closer and closer on the long run. So we definitely had a really good long run car, but just once we got in the top 10, those guys are pushing so hard, it's hard to say. But yeah, it's extremely hard to pass. You got to set them up, get to the outside on the long run, or just force the issue on the short run on the inside. It's really difficult, but we were somehow able to work our way up through the field there.
I loved every word you said right there. It looks like you're playing conservative all night, and it really paid off. But speaking of playing a little conservative, next week, I don't know how conservative you can be, because we are going from Texas tonight to Bristol. And I must say, you had not started all the races this season. You missed one race. But are you going to be at Bristol? And if so, how do you feel about your chances at Bristol?
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be at Bristol. We were about second in points in the playoffs last year, going into like the fourth or last race. So we definitely got speed, and I think Bristol is one of our good tracks. I really like the short tracks, and Bristol, high banking, high speeds, high intensity, and I think we're gonna flourish there. Look for us in the top 10 at least.
Hunter, this is your second top 10 of the season. The momentum is riding with you with this second place finish here tonight. Hopefully go get her done next week at Bristol. Congratulations on second tonight.
Thanks, Tanner. Appreciate it.
That was Hunter McDaniel, folks, finishing in the second spot. Now let's go one down to third spot. And that is Travis Pryor, who started 30th tonight. And Travis, do you have a copy?
Yes, I do. How are y'all?
Doing all right up here in the booth, and you made us a little more entertaining, because you started deep in the field tonight. And that Drive for Autism car that you're driving tonight, I like the paint scheme, by the way. Didn't make a comment earlier in the broadcast, but Travis, you started 30th. You made your way up to finish third. So quite frankly, you've seen most of the action here tonight. How was it tonight driving through the field?
It was definitely fun. A mixture of fun, stressful, and I don't even have the words to really express the way it was to be able to come through the field like that. I didn't have any practice in this car in these conditions before the race. I had maybe 5 minutes, but I was really just adjusting with my computer most of the time. So I knew it was going to be a challenge, but I was hoping, with a tight car, just slow and easy, we should be able to get you up there. And luckily, I was able to dodge most of those cautions. It seemed like every caution seemed to be right in front of me or right behind me, so I had a little bit of luck my way tonight as well.
Definitely had a little luck on your way, and I tell you what, that Drive for Autism Chevrolet was driving pretty fast at times. You were gunning down some drivers, and you're taking your time, and you escaped the carnage, that's for sure. But you did say the car was tight. Now, from my point of view, it looked like some drivers are getting really loose off turn number 2. What was your thoughts of the handling of the car here at Texas? I've already top-notched on Hunter McDaniel saying it was hard to pass here tonight, and which is a true statement, it looked like, from my point of view. But as far as the handling of the car, it looked like it was loose off one corner and tight off of another corner. How was the handling for you tonight?
Well, me personally, the car was definitely tight for me for the first 5 to 10 laps roughly. Maybe just my driving style might be a little different from everyone else, but I was definitely a little bit tighter than anyone else. But throughout the run, I was noticing if I kept it, if I entered in the bottom in 1 and 2 and stayed on the bottom, it would make me extremely tight on exit, and I was losing speed. So out of 2, I started going in high and coming out of the corner on the bottom, being able to get the good runs out of 2, and that was really the best way for me to pass personally. If you're able to get underneath them in 3 and 4, it's a lot easier to keep the momentum going on the bottom in 3 and 4. So that was the easiest way for me to pass people. But it definitely took a few laps for me to be able to start doing that, be able to get those runs out the corner when everyone was breaking loose or getting a little too tight.
1 top 5, 2 top 10s on the season. You get your first top 5 finish of the season here tonight. Now we go from a mile-and-a-half intermediate racetrack to a short track, which is Bristol Motor Speedway. How do you feel about your chances, since now you're third in points? How do you feel about your chances on trying to get in the victory lane at Bristol?
I think it's going to take a lot of what it did tonight. Just a lot of, making sure I'm not overdriving the car and just making sure I'm putting the race in my hands and not trying to dictate it, making the race get out of my hands. I definitely am going to make sure I get plenty of practice at Bristol. Bristol is one of the first tracks I ever started to learn how to race around, so I'm excited for it. I'm a little eager to see how the race turns out, but I think if I keep a level head and just go about these races I have been all year, I think I should be able to pull out a good finish. I don't know about a win yet, but I'm gonna push for a win. But I'm gonna take what I can get.
The way your consistency is going, I'm sure a win's going to come sooner than later. So, Travis, thank you for coming talk with us here tonight. Congratulations on the third place finish and the Hard Charger award that I would give you, in my opinion, coming from 30th tonight. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Travis Pryor finishing in third here tonight. And let's give it a little bit of a rundown here on who finished where before we wrap her up. So, with that being said, Dave, Jason Wells takes the win here tonight after starting on the pole. Hunter McDaniel started 15th, finishes second. Travis Pryor, as we talked about, finishes third, or started 30th, finishes third. Steve Dutz finishes in fourth, started 5th. John Wimbish, 16th to 5th. That rounds out the top 5. Robert David Ballantyne started 31st, finishes 6th. Mike Rominger, Old Tires, gives him a top 10, 7th. Gary Wobold in 8th. Ken Ladd in 9th, and rounding out the top 10, Jeremy Rigney. Robert O'Neill finishes in 11th, Joshua Gillen 12th, Bryce Whitson finishes 13th, Eric Tesk finishes 14th, Brent Kuehl in 15th, Randy Perdue in 16th, the first car 2 laps down, Davis Richards 17th, Wally Tierheimer 14th, Tommy Haynes in 19th, rounding out the top 20, Bryce Sinisek. Scott Mitten, 21st. Richie Evans had a great run going, finishes 22nd. 23rd, Marty Ray. Devin Sanders, 24th. Michael Atkins Jr. had a great car today, finishes 25th. Dakota Craig, 26th. Chris Kucha, 27th. Chris Boyles, 28th. Adam Eisenhower in 29th. David Elliott, rounding out the top 30. Kerry Cleaver, 31st. Nick Hunt finishes 32nd. And 33rd, Andy Starcher. 34th, Don Kidder, which I believe those drivers were race admins, those final 3 drivers, I believe, because they did not start this evening's festivities. All right, Dave, well, final thoughts before we pack her up and head out to Bristol, Tennessee. Yep, as Dale Earnhardt would say, I just want to rattle his cage first. And that was back in 1999 when him and Terry Labonte got into it. Bristol's got a long prestige history of short track racing. Well, first off, before we get going here, we would like to thank ExtremeMotorsports99.com for allowing OSR Network to broadcast their races. So thank you very much, guys, and keep putting on a great show. Thank you to all the viewers who watch us each and every week. Thanks to Dave for all the hard work he does doing double duty on doing all the camera stuff here tonight and help me commentate this race. I'm Tanner Sharp. This is David Everly. So long, everybody, and see you at Bristol next week.